Hi, I'm Dave from Great West Equipment. We're here today in beautiful Vernon, British Columbia to discuss Volvo's latest released crawler excavators. We're going to discuss some of the features and benefits and a few walkarounds. All I can say is these excavators are much like myself. They just keep getting better and better looking with age. In this compartment, we have our heavy-duty door handles. As well, our door handles, like our previous machines, are remote mounted. We have our latch a bit higher. That way it's not latched in the bottom and the door's not flopping around. We have heavy-duty hinges, as well as a strong strut, so the door, a latchable strut, so the door can't blow open, closed in the wind. We also have our EDB, electrical distribution board. Within that are our fuses, diodes, and relays are all consolidated into one compartment, one component. As well as we have a majority of our ECUs in here. They're high and dry, out of the weather and the elements. We have our air filter here that is ground level accessible. It also has a filter minder on the IC if it ever does become plugged. We have our 12-volt batteries in here, as well as we have our lockout tagout master switch that is gang lock approved, as well as we have our VSV Volvo Smart View camera, one of 4 on the machine, providing 360 degrees for your camera display to keep you and everyone around you safe. In this compartment is our high efficiency and very large cooling package. Within the cooling package, you'll see there's no stacked components. Anytime you stack the components, you have opportunity for debris to build up in between them. That buildup lessens your cooling effectiveness. Within here, we have our hydraulic oil cooler, our charge air cooler, as well as our radiator and our AC condenser. One other layer of protection is this mesh. This mesh is to get out any heavy debris before it reaches any of our coolers. At the rear of the machine, we feature our updated Epsilon-styled counterweight that is including a hydraulically removable counterweight. Simply remove 2 bolts and the rest is done easily. At the top, we have 2 high-intensity lights and another camera for our 360 VSV, Volvo Smart View, as well as cutouts for optional radar detection systems. This is our rear pump compartment. Within our pump compartment, we have cleanliness and ease of access. Look how clean it is in here. If I could only get my kids to keep their bedroom this clean. Now, we have our engine oil filters, fuel filters, our pilot filters. We even have our removable counterweight circuit here, as well as our main hydraulic pumps. These pumps are increased displacement from the previous models. That displacement increase is due to the fact that the engine RPMs are now only 1600 for maximum RPMs. Less RPMs give you fuel savings. Welcome to savings country. Here we have our approach steps to get to the upper side of the machine. 1, 2, 3, 4 alike. They are all covered in punch plate. That way it is slip resistant. As well, we have these orange railings all the way around to offer 3-point contact and again, mitigate any slip, trips, or fall opportunities. Here we have ease of access for our def filling, as well as we have this triumphant oversized toolbox. The possibilities are endless in that toolbox. Here you can see, once again, ease of access for maintenance and everything alike. Here we have our remote grease manifold for our boom foot and others. That way we're not having to climb around the machine to do our lube points at the end of the day, as well as ease of access to our rotary connection, swing assembly, and main control valve for maintenance and routine inspections. At the back of the machine, we feature engine hoods that tip up and latch for safety. This particular model features a D13 engine that has proven to be durable and long-lasting, as well as this machine has a on-demand cooling package. The benefit of on-demand cooling package is it only turns on when cooling is necessary, contributing to fuel savings. The other big contributor to fuel savings is this engine only runs wide open at 1600 RPM. All of these things combined save you money in the long run. These machines offer robust boom and stick linkages, as well as a non-transferable boom and stick warranty. Also, factory option for 3-way ball valves if you want to have a thumb and power beyond for a hoe pack or a hammer or anything like that, as well as factory installed dig assist for your accuracy and grade control. Here we are at the cab of our crawler excavator. You want to talk style and comfort, Volvo's definitely got you covered in that arena. With these machines, with this latch here, this whole console will tip up out of the way, allowing you to gain easier access to the cab. Interior light broadcast down here on our emergency switch, as well as updated storage. You have upper and lower. You can put beef jerky, slippers, sandals, whatever you need in there. As far as our cabin door, we have front and rear sliding windows, as well as second to none operator seat comfort. Heating and air conditioning options, lumbar support, armrests go up and down independently of, as well as our seat, the cushion can move fore and aft independently of the rest. The seat cushion can move up and down. As well, we can move our whole assembly towards our travel pedals, quads and everything, or we can move just the seat independently of the quads. As well, the seats are air suspended. Last portion here, we can move our quads up and down independently of the seat itself. Here we have a new style foot strut. You can put your boot up there throughout the day should you so desire. If the sun's in your eyes, front sunscreen, overhead sunscreen, as well new to this machine, a side sunscreen, additional beverage storage down here, and more storage in behind that as well. Here we have our updated switch panel. We'll start at the front and discuss the switches within. This one here would be our quick change or quick attach. This one would be our regeneration switch. This is new. There is traditional machines had a high and low speed travel. This one now has a snail picture as well, and that is for creep mode. Creep mode can be broken up even slower, a few different segments as well. Say, for example, you're working in a confined digging area and you really want the machine to travel very slow. You can minimize the travel speed with that way. Here we have our hammer shear button. Besides that, we have our windshield wiper switch. If you depress the switch, you'll get your washer fluid. Here we have our travel alarm on or off, as well as this is our jog dial. This controls our engine RPMs, keeping in mind that our engine RPMs are limited to 1600, and that gives us greater fuel savings. As well, you can see here on this panel, 1 to 2 is idle, 3 to 4 is fine control, 5 to 6 is general, and 9 to 10 is heavy duty. Also, if we look at this screen here, we can see when we go to the green mode, those are our best case for our general digging, fuel savings, and good cycle times. We only really need the last two when we're in like a mass production environment. Here we have our operator settings button. This button here is where you can go in and you can load several different operators. That way each operator can save their preferences and they don't have to change them every time they get in. They can just go in and load operator 1, 2, Bob, Tom, Cheryl, whoever it might be. This here is our camera button. If we select that, we can have our VSV or Volvo Smart View 360 degrees. If we hit it again, it'll zoom in, or we can have our split view as well. This is our climate button here. If we select that, we can control our fan speed and temperature and everything alike. This is our light button, on or off, or again, if we momentarily depress the button, we can toggle through and choose which light group we have. This auto button is for our climate control. If we turn that on, we simply set the temperature up or down, and the fan speed and everything is controlled by the software to keep up or to limit that cooling or heating requirement. These buttons here, temperature down, temperature up, are used in conjunction with the auto button. Escape, and this is our auto idle, on or off. You can set the auto idle time as well. This is our start or stop button. The machines no longer have a key. It is a PIN code access. As well as in here, we have our wireless cell phone charging. If you drop your cell phone in there, it's going to charge. As well as there are 2 USB ports there as well. We have 12 and 24 volt charging as well. Now with our operator preference or operator settings, we can control boom down speed. If we select it, we can slow or fast, depending on your preference. Hydraulic priority, you can prioritize boom or swing, say, for example, if you were in a mass excavation situation. Creep speed, again, you can creep speed increase or decrease if you are in a confined space location. Shock reduction, this is ASR and BSR, so there's arm shock reduction and boom shock reduction. What that does is it will help cushion the machine on boom down or arm in. If you don't want it on, you want the machine to be very aggressive, you can turn those off. If you want to be a little more cushioned and finesse, you can turn them on. Auto warm up is auto warm up. It will automatically warm the machine up. Auto power boost, typically we use this button here and we get our boost button to get to that higher pressure. We can turn auto boost on with these machines. Pattern change, no more do we have to get out and change hoses or the lever. We can simply do it in the cab. Response mode, there's 3 options here. There's active, soft, and normal. These are for how aggressive, you could say, the machine responds to the handle movements. As well, we have our current settings. So once you go to those, you can save them or you can load previous ones. You can save them up, again, as mentioned earlier, operator 1, 2, 3, 4, or names. And you can load and save those preferences so we don't have to change the machine for every different operator. This is our Copilot screen, version 2.0, a bit bigger than the last version and lots of more options within. If we go here, we can go to our machine, pick out one high point on here. This machines offer boundary limits. You can have swing boundary limits, so you can have a soft swing and it will stop the machine, and then if you let go of the handle and go again, it will swing through, or you can have hard boundary limits, so the machine will not swing through those. You can have those for left and right, of course, down here. The benefit to those is, say, for example, if you're digging in tight quarters or an alleyway or something like that and don't want to strike the building, you can mitigate any chances for that. Height limits, similar as well. You can say you're working with a building with low overhead, you can set the numeric value, or you can simply raise the boom up and set at current position, and it will stop you before you strike the building. Depth as well, you can enter a numeric value, or you can set the current position. Reach out, again, you can measure out from the machine and put a numeric value in, or you can simply set current position, as well as cab avoidance. Say, for example, if you had an oversized attachment on or a long hammer or something like that, you can, again, put in the numeric value, or you can set the hammer close to the cab and hit set at current position. Cameras here, we have top cameras and we have our options. We have VSV, Volvo Smart View, or we can have our side cameras as well, whatever you choose. As well here, we can have our phone. We can link our Bluetooth phone to this so we can communicate. As well as music, we have AM, FM, and you can also link all of your third-party apps as well. Over here, we control our radio volume through here, or we can have all of our keypads, much like our smartphone, to turn all the chimes and volumes and everything up. All right, folks, that concludes our walk-around videos for Volvo's next generation crawler excavator. Hope you found it beneficial and enjoyable. Any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to your local Great West Equipment dealership. On behalf of Great West, I'm Dave. Thank you and have a Great West day.